begin our coverage in Central America, where two key presidential elections are now underway. Voters in El Salvador and Costa Rica headed to the polls Sunday. Surveys show the races in both countries could be tight, with runoffs widely predicted. We have two live reports covering the vote. Nitza Soledad Perez is standing by in San Jose, and Franc Contreras is in San Salvador, where polls closed 2 hours ago. Did the elections run smoothly there?
Thanks, Susan. Yes, indeed, they sure did. Remember, this is a country that went through a very bloody civil war from 1980 to 1992. And since the 1992 peace accords were signed, there were a number of years when post-electoral violence and election day violence did take place. But electoral officials now tell CCTV that Sunday's presidential elections in El Salvador were generally peaceful. Across this nation, the size of the U.S. state of Massachusetts, voters lined up early to cast their ballots. The candidate for the right-of-center Arena Party is Norman Quijano, the former mayor of San Salvador. Polls say the former leftist guerrilla leader and El Salvador's current vice president, Salvador Sanchez Seren, is the man to beat. 18-year-old Edenilson Enriquez was born in 1996, 4 years after a peace accord ended El Salvador's civil war that left 70,000 to 80,000 Salvadorans dead. Gang violence is his main concern.
There's a lack of security because truthfully here and across the country we don't feel safe and can't get ahead.
Many voters are unemployed, and they want the next government to take concrete measures to improve the economy.
There has been a lot of unemployment, and many people are left doing nothing. That's why there is violence and crime.
The current government of the leftist FMLN struck a controversial peace pact with Mara Salvatrucha gang members, who citizens say are responsible for the high murder rate here. Some critics of the FMLN claim that peace pact is breaking down, but others say there's no clear evidence of that. Independent observers registered a relatively low number of irregularities, including this internet television broadcast that illegally promoted Arena's presidential candidate. Overall, this election day was mostly peaceful.
Generally speaking, we can say that this electoral event began and has taken place with no significant problems.
Many consider this election a plebiscite on the policies of the leftist Farabundo Martí National Liberation Front. To win in this first round, a candidate must capture at least 51% of the vote. If that does not happen, then a second round of voting will take place on March 9th. Susan, as you pointed out earlier, the polls in this country have closed, and so the tallies are still coming in at this very moment. We should know the result of El Salvador's presidential election later tonight.
And Frank, what are the leading candidates promising to do to end the long-running gang-related violence?
Well, as you heard in our report, this is a central issue here in El Salvador. The right-leaning party's candidate, should he win, says he promises to use El Salvador's military to fight drug-related gangs, especially the Mara Salvatrucha, who have strong gang-related ties to Los Angeles, remember. A lot of those people are migrants who came back and brought gangs to this Central American nation. The FMLN's current president and the president of El Salvador, Mauricio Funes, has also used the military to fight drug-related gangs, though he has not gotten very good results. And so whoever becomes the next president of this nation will still have to confront this issue of drug-related violence and gangs here in El Salvador. Susan.